Trevon with Realty One Group in Austin, Texas. Typically what I would do is just home tours, which are pretty quick and fluid. Now I want to try to bring in some quality to the channel. So for the first video, we're just going to basically do the 5 questions everyone should ask before trying to buy the home. First question, what's my total budget? Really want to know your budget, because let's say you're out looking at homes. You look at a $600,000 home and you love it, right? But you haven't figured out that you can qualify for that home. It's going to be kind of frustrating when you find out, oh, the monthly payments for this home are $4,500 or $5,500. Is that something you're willing to do? And then you find out no, so then back to square one. So first step, find out your budget. And the easiest way to do this is really just speaking with a loan officer, a lender. You can go to your bank. Typically, it's best to use a local lender that's in that market, because they're going to want to work for you rather than the banks would, obviously. Number 2 is going to be, is the home in a flood zone or prone to other natural disasters? You wouldn't want to move into a neighborhood where there's tornadoes often, or there's a lot of crime, right? Or you wouldn't want to build a home or buy a home that's located within a flood zone. Not only are you going to have flood insurance, but on that given chance that it does flood, are you prepared for what could happen afterwards? Does your car flood? Does your house get torn and flown away? You know what I mean? You wouldn't want things to happen like that. So the due diligence, which typically you would just get an agent, and then they're supposed to do their due diligence and look into the property, and then through title, through closing, you should figure out all the necessary items you're going to need for that specific home. Yeah, so on to the third one. It's going to be, why is the seller leaving? You want to have somewhat of an idea of why they're leaving the home, right? Is there ghosts? Are they downsizing? Are they retiring? Were they murdered in the home? You want details of why they are leaving the home, because as a buyer, you're about to take on whatever this home has to offer, right? Or let's say they have a crazy neighbor or something like that. You're gonna wanna know the details that involve moving into the home, which before you start looking, you wanna get an agent to make sure that you have someone helping you on the inside that can make calls, and look up data regarding that specific home or specific address. For one, you could also find out, is the seller motivated or not motivated? Therefore, they might be okay with staying at the price that they're at, but if they're motivated, then hey, they might be willing to take a lower offer. It's a good idea to have going into the actual submission of the offer. Number 4 is going to be, what's included in the sale? Anything that's considered a fixture is typically included when purchasing a house. Think of cabinets, faucets, windows, and blinds. But still, I've had transactions where they had speakers plugged into the wall, but the system that you use to actually activate the speakers was not connected to the home. So therefore, the buyer would have to purchase that to equip it to the audio sound system, or however it really works. I'm not a Sonos tech. And as you go on with submitting your offer, you should have an idea of what's going to convey with the home and then what's not going to convey. And that is something that your buyer's agent will try to help you with, hopefully, right? Depending on who you choose. The last topic that we're going to touch on today, so number 5, is going to be, how long has the house been on the market? These are things that you're going to want to know, right? If the home has been on the market 1 day, they're probably not willing to take a lower offer than what they presented as the asking price. But if it's been on the market for 200 days, they're probably willing to take any offer whatsoever. So it's good to have an idea, a gauge on how long the home has been on the market. Not only that, but the market conditions, right? Because certain market conditions can have certain different criteria when it comes to how long a home should be sitting or not. Not only that, but then you'll see with certain markets in certain areas, depending on who your agent is, they'll let you know how the market's going. So they'll typically tell you that's average time for a home being on the market, right? So 30 to 60 days is typically average. But when the market was super crazy and interest rates were so low, people were coming from the woodwork, and homes were going in seconds. So now it's kind of switched in our area. Now you're starting to see homes on the market 100 days, 120 days, 40, 50 days. You're starting to see many price reductions. So there's a lot of opportunity. In the end, there really are a lot of things that you want to look forward to and look out for and think of when you're going to purchase your first home. Just remember, it's a stepping stone process. Take it day by day. Typically, it takes about 4.5 months to truly buy a home because you first got to get approval. Well, first you got to find your agent, then you got to get approval, or one of those two steps first. Then the stepping stones to finding the home, going to look at the home, putting in the offer, going through inspection, then going through close, which I went through that very quickly, but it's a whole step-by-step process, which you can become fluid to. Just keep up with my channel. Feel free to shoot me a text or email anytime. My contact information is in the description. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Look out for tours, look out for information, and if you're moving to the Austin, Texas area, feel free to reach out. Once again, my name is Trevon, and I am with Realty One Group in Austin, Texas.